Welcome back, Humble Crew, to another video, guys. And today what we're going to be doing, we're going to be installing a 4.6 drop on my brother's 1993 Chevy. It's a K1500. So normally on this one, Belltech sells a kit to do a 4-inch drop in the front and a 6-inch drop in the rear. That's the lowest you can go on a 4x4 of what I've done my research on and what I spoke to Belltech about. Because of the front differential and the transfer case, you can't go lower than 4 inches in the front, because it's gonna hit whenever you're driving. So we actually have the Belltech drop kit right here. As you can see right here, we have it all laid out here. They supplied, this is for the front, it has torsions in the front. They supplied all the hardware, and we ran with their street performance. As you can see here, their street performance lowering shocks, because you also have to do lowering shocks. You can ride with normal shocks, but you're gonna have a rough ride. So I just went ahead and got the whole kit complete. If I'm not mistaken, I think we paid about like 600 bucks, right, bro? We spent about 600 bucks on the whole kit, the shocks and all the hardware and everything included. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. As you can see here, we already installed the C-notch, Belltech C-notch. It was really simple. Guide pins. They gave out a platform, a blueprint, and they send it out with the kit. So you just go ahead and you draw it out and you align the holes. So what we're gonna be doing today, it's a flip kit. So basically the differential is sitting on the bottom of the leaf springs, and what we're gonna be doing, we're gonna putting the leaf springs go under the differential, and that's gonna give us our drop. If you add your lowering blocks or whatever with your leaf springs over the differential, all you're going to be doing is raising the truck, and that's not what we want to do. We want to go ahead and lower the truck. So that's what we're going to be doing to all my tacuaches out there. So just stay. First step to this, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start off by removing the rear shocks. That way we can go ahead and drop down the differential. So we're gonna go ahead and remove the rear shocks. You got a bolt down here and 2 bolts to remove up here. We're gonna do that on both driver and passenger side, and then we're gonna go ahead and start cutting, well, loosening up these U-bolts here. But if they're too rusted on, we're just gonna go ahead and cut them out, since the new kit does provide new ones. So we'll see how that goes. Too big. Cool. As you can see here, we already started removing the shocks, the bottom both shocks on the driver and passenger side, and right now they're removing the 2 bolts, and they have nuts in the bottom here. They're doing that on the passenger side, and then they will continue to the driver's side. There you go. And then now we're just gonna go ahead and continue and remove the bolts here, the nuts here, and if they're rusty, because they do collect water and mud and all other crap in here, we're just gonna go ahead and cut them off here. So unfortunately, the nuts weren't cutting out. They weren't loosening out, cutting out, whatever you want to call it. So we just went ahead and we grabbed our grinder and we cut out the C-clamps right in the middle. That way they were able to just pop off the sides. And now what we're gonna go ahead and do, we're gonna start removing the leaf spring. So there's 1 bolt here that you got to remove, 1 bolt and nut here, and you're gonna remove the bottom bolt and nut here to step aside this leaf spring to continue the process. So after you go ahead and you remove your leaf spring, you want to go ahead and lift up the differential with whatever you have, and then you go ahead and you place the leaf spring right under the differential, as we did here. As you can see now, the differential is over the leaf spring. The leaf spring is under the differential. You go ahead and you snug up the bolts just to hold it in place, and you go ahead and you get your new slots from Belltech, as you can see here, and you go ahead and you put them in the pin, and you want the hole to be facing towards the front. So you go ahead and you place it right down that bolt, and I'm gonna just mark mine up, and you go ahead and you place it towards the front, the bolt, the little hole facing towards the front. And we're gonna go ahead and move this around. That way this slot here can pinch in here where the differential's at, and it's gonna go ahead and live in this new home. And just like that, tacuaches, after y'all put the leaf spring on, y'all tie in it just like I said, the little bolt, the little hole facing towards the front, and y'all drop the differential, and it slides just into place. It bites in by itself just into place, just like that on both sides. And then you go ahead and you install your new seat bolts on both sides. You just go ahead and you add on their plate. You add a washer that they give you with the nut. Well, this nut is a nylon lock nut, so you just go ahead and you put the plate, the washer, and the nut, and then you go ahead and you torque it to spec. And pretty much you do that for both sides. As simple as that. They're already doing the passenger side on that side. They already finished up the driver's side, and then when we have everything marked up, we're just gonna go ahead and bolt it up to spec. Right after that, you want to go ahead and add your shock extenders. You go ahead and you add your shock extenders right there with the provided bolt and a little spacer they have here, acting as the little slot for the original shock. So then the shock is gonna go out here after you mount it on. They say to drill in a 5/16 bolt through here. The layout, the bracket has the little 5/16, but the thing is, my drill won't fit because of the differential. So whenever we tighten it up, we're gonna go ahead and try to go to a shop to see if they can go ahead and drill it out for us with the an angle grinder, not an angle grinder, but an angle bit drill. So we go ahead and add it to both extenders for the shocks, and we're gonna go ahead and add the shocks right now. And just like that, after you finish installing your shock extenders, you go ahead and you put your shocks. It's pretty straightforward, and you go ahead and drop it, and that's what it looks, guys. That's a 6-inch drop on the K1500. It's not much of a big deal, but it is 6 inches lower than what it was. So, you know, we'll be lowered to the ground somewhat, and that's pretty much it, guys. So stay tuned with more content. Follow us on Instagram, humble crew, humble_crew, with 3s being E's. Said that wrong, with E's being 3s. And just stay up for more content. This is part 1 of part 2. Part 2, we will be dropping the front with torsion keys and lowering shocks. They're the same brand, Belltech, the street performance ones. And stay tuned, guys, for more. And I haven't forgot about the Integra. I have more stuff on the Integra. Just bear with me. I'm doing things step by step, you know, one project at a time. But this is brother's truck, 6.4 drop, and that's how it's coming out. Just like that. Haven't done the front, we only worked on the back, and that's what it came out to, guys. Take it easy.